10K. Holy you know what. Oh boy. 10K. Blimey. How we all doing? How are we all doing? Get a few people in the chat. I will see how this goes. But yeah, crazy, isn't it? 10,000. Madness. So, and obviously the weekend, got to talk about the fights as well, because it's kind of, I think everything is kind of calmed down from the events of the weekend. It's kind of done now. We're kind of, right, it happened. Crazy as it was, but it did happen. And yeah, we can kind of assess really what's gone on. And like, it's weird, right? We're all mentioning Chris Eubank Jr., Chris Eubank Jr. I mean, what does the future hold for Liam Smith? Because Liam Smith, I mean, he's elevated himself into, like, I'm sure he could probably go down to 154 if he wanted to. But at 160, he's got a lot coming. Big up to Taylor. Congrats, G-Man. Happy for you. Thank you, my man. Thank you to Ben. Evening all. How are you? Get yourself some new ripped jeans. New ripped jeans. Again, if the jeans are being bought, the jeans are being ripped. That's just the end of. You got to have the ripped jeans. I'm going to be driving, but hope to listen in. Another congratulations on the 10K. Smash the like button on the way in. Yes, if you could, please smash the old like button. Yes, thank you, my man. Thank you to Nick every single time. Crazy. Still can't quite get over it. 10K. Blimey. And I'm only 9 subs off getting another 100. So I'm at 10,090. So it is just been great. It's been flying. So 100, nearly 200 subs in 2 days. Not too bad, huh? Evening to Joe. How are you? Recovered from Saturday's shocker yet? Honestly, like, it's kind of, right. It's kind of come to reality now what happened. It was just a shock of it. Do you know what it was as well, mate? Like, it's a few things. One, Liam Smith has never really been known as a, devastating puncher. So it's not like, you're talking about a fighter who's a bit limited. And Liam Smith isn't limited, but you know what I mean? It's not like it's a fighter who is known for having amazing power, so they could pull it out even if they were losing. It's not like that with Liam Smith. And he never stunned or hurt Eubank in the other rounds, and just out of the blue, just into that corner, boom, the uppercut did it. That uppercut did it. And it was just like, what the hell? That's what it was just. It was just a real, like, what the bloody hell. A big up to E-Machine, and thank you to Zach. Congrats on the 10K. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well done. Deserved 10K. I know, man, I'm bloody ecstatic with that. Delighted to have the 10K. That was the big one. 5K was nice, but 10K was kind of always the kind of, I couldn't wait to get to that. So once I have it now, in a way, it kind of feels like the pressure is off. The pressure I was putting on myself to get to it. And it's just a case of right now we just start pushing forward. Obviously, 20 is the next step on the way. Don't know how long that'll take, but we'll get there. And yeah, we just keep going. But the 10K was the one I really wanted to get. That one, that little, how would you say? I wanted to get that kind of monkey off my back. 10K in bloom, evening G-Man. Congratulations on the 10K subs. G-Man got the bag. I certainly do. G-Man definitely has the bag. We're happy about that. A lot of good things happened to me today, I'll tell you that. The more I look at it, Eubank got his tactics wrong, trying to box on the back foot with his hands down, just crazy. I know. I mean, you look at it with hindsight now and you say, I guess with Eubank, he'd been doing that against people like Liam Williams, Liam Williams was shocking that night, and guys who just aren't as good as Liam Smith. And, I remember when Liam Smith fought Liam Williams the first fight, and Liam Smith didn't look good in that fight. He did miss weight, if I remember correctly, for that fight. So I think it was a combination of maybe ill-disciplined, maybe ill-prepared, and Joe Gallagher didn't help, obviously. So with Liam Smith, now he's John McNally, he's settled, and he's showing how good he is. Congrats on the 10K. Liam Smith should go from here. The biggest name, the biggest pay-per-view bracket. He deserves it. And he's on an Indian summer to his excellent career. Yeah, we forget. Liam Smith's had a very, very good career. He's been a world champion. Should have been a 2-time world champion. Because I believe Am I right in saying when he fought Liam Williams the first time, it was for the interim title, which Canelo did obviously vacate, which he would have been made full champion? Prediction video is probably going to go out tomorrow evening or Wednesday, one or the other. So I won't. I'll hold off on that. Carol Atuma I've seen, and actually it was only when I realized after a few fights that they were related. He looks pretty good, but Moses just looks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to really seeing him this weekend. Oh, good with Oscar, 10K, good stuff. Thank you, my man. Yeah, we're really we're in a good one. Barry and all howdy. Very happy that you have 10K subs. Do you have any future plans to get a studio in the future? Well, I kind of said it on the watch along on Saturday. When I finally get my little house built out back, obviously it's going to be a 2-bedroom. And obviously I don't have any kids or anything like that, so the spare bedroom's not really going to get used. So I thought, why not, while I have it, put it into a studio, do the lighting, get a table, I have a new laptop now actually as well, so that's pretty good. So Lenore, I think is how you say it, laptop. So I've started using that. So we're getting there. Get some new cameras, new lighting, and then we'll do that. I just feel like now if I went and rented a studio on top of building, it'd be unnecessary waste of money because I could just make the spare room a studio for the time being and see how it goes from there. So hopefully in the summer. Call me crazy, but thinking about it, the way Eubank's eye just swelled up, maybe he got caught with a good shot. Maybe his punch resistance isn't that bad, isn't as bad as we all think. Maybe he can come back. I don't know, man. When you get, especially when you get knocked out like that, it takes some coming back from. The legs are shaky. He may have outgrown the weight. Yeah, legs are shaky, Adam. Legs are shaky. What do you reckon fighters weigh on fight night? Both fighters weighed. I'd say Liam Smith probably weighed close, probably to 170. Eubank, I would say probably over 175, close to 180. Seriously. The horses got horsed. I agree. Maybe it was a very good shot. Eubank, where'd that go? Eubank Jr. has not taken the punishment for his chin to be that's not taking the punishment for his chin to be that poor. Yeah, that's a good point. Eubank, it's not like you're talking about a fighter who's always had a good chin but gets hit a lot in it. So obviously eventually it will get dented. I don't think it's like that with Eubank. I think that just that uppercut look, an uppercut's a very good shot. If you hit right with an uppercut, your legs are going. Doesn't matter who you are. And I think that uppercut really started the problem. And Eubank getting up as quick as he didn't help, obviously. Even the G-Man, huge congrats on the 10K. Very much deserved. Thank you. Thank you so much, my man. I'm delighted with that. Obviously, still pretty damn pleased with 10K. Congrats, been following your channel for a while. Keeping it real. Always keep it real, man, no matter what. We always keep it real. The mixture of Eubank weight drained and Smith's experience at being at world level was the difference for me. Congratulations on 10K. Hit the like if you could. I just again, the more I was saying about it the other night was that when you're dealing with a fighter like Liam Smith, a world level fighter, for him to win a decision or something like that, I wouldn't have even batted an eyelid. But a fighter who's never really shown, he's never got in there at that level and just blown people out of the water. So it was just to watch it. And Eubank of all people, it's just like, whoa. 2 weight cuts back to back is punishing. Also, Hatman mentioned he may fare better if he does not stay in the corner of the ring. Got too complacent that round with his evasiveness. Yeah, when you look back with hindsight, right? He was meant to fight Ben on the 8th of October. So he weighed in on, I think, the 8th as well. No, he didn't have to weigh in, but he did it anyway. And he looked drained. He looked very badly drained, truth be told. Didn't look good even in the build-up to the fight. And you're talking, what, roughly 3 months? 3 months, thereabouts. A weight cut like that, when you're struggling, I don't think you can just rehydrate and then go. I think it took too much out of Eubank. I think that was, looking back with hindsight, that was probably a very bad idea to go and take the fight with Liam Smith as soon as he did. Now, I'm not saying it would have been any different had he had the fight, we'll say in March. But maybe he could have taken those shots better at the end of the day. You got to think that the amount he's cutting out of his body and doing it so frequently back to back. I mean, you look at Sergey Kovalev as a good example. You know, he fought Yard in August 2019. Canelo had him back out in November. And I know he really didn't do much. He was doing some success with the jab. But that, I'm sure that weight cut absolutely killed him because he didn't give his body a chance to fully get, you know, rested back up. It was straight back into camp, take the weight off again. You have to feel for Eubank. His brother passed away. He got messed around terribly by Conor Benn. Yeah, look, I do feel for him, I have to say. And, you know, he was very close to his brother Sebastian, which is very, when you hear that, it's just so sad to hear, you know. He was very close with Sebastian and, you know, his dad not being the best, I don't think now, just in terms of mentally. Eubank Sr. seems very, he's always been a very erratic type of character, but this just seems a bridge too far. At this stage, anyway. Congratulations on 10K. Which fight that has already been made are you looking forward to watching this year? Probably Lee Wood versus Lara. I just cannot see that fight not being good. I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for that fight. I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go. Let's have Lee Wood versus Lara. Imagine if Conor Benn hadn't tested positive and blown away a weight drained Eubank. Ben would be a star. I'm sure Conor Benn, he can make any video he wants saying, ah, ha, 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 look what happened. But I'm sure him and Eddie Hearn are probably thinking, God damn it. That could have been us in there. You know? It's like the Deontay Wilder situation when Joshua lost to Ruiz. I was like, why are you laughing? Now, with Conor Benn, at the end of the day, I don't recall AJ ever really giving Wilder the type of stick that Chris Eubank Jr. gave Conor Benn. I get that. And as well as that, like, Conor Benn is not in the same division as Eubank. But with Wilder, when Joshua lost, it was just like, mate, you've just lost. It's actually quite funny when you think about it. Like, it's like, this is a guy delighted Joshua lost, laughing at him and mocking him. And it's like, mate, you've just lost the biggest payday you will ever have in your career. And you're laughing at that. It is kind of funny when you think about it, like in that regard, that it's like, God, oh God, he just doesn't get it. I feel bad because I've been watching you for ages, but only subbed the other night. Anyway, right here now, congratulations. Oh, I say Ben beats Smith and Eubank. I don't think he beats Smith. No way. By the way, what do you think of the video doing the round showing the elbow? I haven't seen it, to be honest with you. It was a punch. It was an uppercut that did it all. Has to be at an all-time low right now. Yeah, it's... I'd say Tyen Boot watched that fight with a big smile on his face. Well, Tyen Boot can actually box, so he'd probably give him a very good chance over anyone on those Misfits show. Tyen Boot wasn't a terrible boxer. He was just so ill-disciplined. If they can keep Liam in England, he has a good chance of winning another world title. He shouldn't be fighting overseas again. He has a very good chance of winning the world title at 160 or potentially 154 when Charlo... It wouldn't shock me if Charlo vacates and Liam Smith just like, yeah, we'll go down. If we can get a decent crack, we'll go down to 154. I don't mind Saunders laughing as much because Eubank did the same to him. Yeah, he did. He did. He laughed at him after he lost to Canelo. So you can kind of, look, at the end of the day, I don't particularly like it when they do that, but at the end of the day, you kind of have to say, well, you got what you deserve there because, you know, you did laugh at him. I get that. And what do you expect? What's up, G-Man? Congratulations on 10K. Eubank didn't look good boiling down. No, he didn't. I think 168 is that's his destination as far as I'm concerned. Would the Eubank fight down the drain? Who will Conor Benn fight next? Honestly, mate, I would say nobody particularly good. I reckon he'll be over in Australia. Eddie Hearn will probably do what he's been doing, which is recycling world champions of yesteryear as legit opponents. You know, Victor Ortiz, not Virgil, he wouldn't be fighting Virgil. Victor Ortiz, Robert Guerrero, Andre Alberto, Devin Alexander, someone like that. Someone like that who had a name 10 years ago, but is no threat now. That's literally what Ben's career has been, and that's what it's probably going to stay as. Congrats on 10K. I appreciate that, man. Well, not really, because Eubank's made a hell of a lot of money in his career. You know, Eubank is not like one. It's not like one of these fighters who you feel bad for him because it's like, oh, they've not made that much money. That was their big payday. Eubank's made an absolute fortune in his career. So, you know, should we really feel bad on him losing out for that? I mean, he lost out because the guy failed the drugs test, and he's already a very, very. He could retire tomorrow and live comfortably the rest of his life. A big up to Jordan, 10K gang. When Connor laughs at Chris publicly, really everyone is laughing at Connor because it could have been him, but he threw it away. Yeah, pretty much. You said it spot on there. Big boys boxing. Congratulations on the 10K, well deserved. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Yeah, no, we are. I'm absolutely delighted with the 10K. It's just, yeah, it's something else, isn't it? Something else. Boxing Mafia, congratulations, 10K. Thank you, thank you. I was saying to my mate while watching round one, Eubank looks gaunt. I thought he looked pretty good, like in terms of what he was doing in terms of boxing. You know, he was making mistakes, but he looked good in terms of the jab. But yeah, I mean, Eubank, even when he's outside of camp, he looks shredded. How much weight can they keep taking off? Eubank said it was a once-in-a-lifetime punch, still delusional. I wouldn't go that far. It wasn't a once-in-a-lifetime punch. He got himself backed up in the ropes and in the corner and he got teed off on. Off topic, but anything in the pipeline for True Crime Podcast? Enjoying it so far. It's trying to get time, mate. It's trying to get time. I actually have some thumbnails ready. Funny enough, I just haven't had a chance to get the recordings in. It's just trying to find time, truth be told. But yeah, I do actually have an idea, which I'm just in the kind of working stage of now, of doing another channel. This one I mightn't be as public about. It wouldn't be anything bad or anything like that, but I'm thinking about it because I got an idea and it's a little niche kind of thing, and we'll see how it goes. We may wait and see. Liam is a clown, definitely not world class. He got a lucky elbow. Yeah, I don't think anyone in here is buying that. Salute, G-Man. Keep doing your thing. Respect. I'd like to see it, to be honest with you, mate. I think that it's probably a big money fight for both guys. They're probably going to do it on pay-per-view, but I'd like to see both guys go in a different direction. I'm just done with it, you know? They had their chance to have a fight last year. I know Josh Taylor got married and all, but they had loads of chances last year to go and do something. They didn't do it. When the robbery, which is what it was still fresh in people's minds. Now it's over. It'll be over a year. And I'm just like, no, I'm done. Just both guys move on, do something else, go different. I'm done with Taylor Cattrall now. It's just like, no, I'm not interested. And probably it's going to affect the buyers because people are just going to be like, I'm just not interested. It's been and gone. Conor Benn needs to be called out on that PED scandal. Yeah. This time next year, I'd love it, man. You never know. You never know. He never had 3 trunk legs, but Saturday his legs were like cocktail sticks. That'd be a good fight. That'd be all action. And thank you, mate. Congratulations on the 10K. Boom, boom, boom. Why he gets a shot? Yeah, I don't know. I think Harrison's going to get battered. I think Tim Tszyu is looking in the form of his career. No, and that's the thing. Like, even if they give it to you for 100,000. Even if they gave you a small little plaque, because I think 10K is still an achievement. Many people don't get close to it. So it'd be nice if they did something. But no, you get the plaque at 100K, and then for every couple of mil you get like some other plaque, bigger plaque or a different coloured plaque. But you get the plaque for 100K. You never know. It could be a while off that one. Congratulations on 10K. Looking forward to the progression and making it 20. Yes, that's the goal. 20K. He's been tight for years, but 168 is stacked. Yeah. He's more likely to fight Jake Paul than a world champion. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for Eubank. And if he moves up, after people seeing that, there's loads of fighters going to be like, oh, I'll fight Eubank. What do you think of the comparisons? Well, they both made a mistake from a technical point of view. But I think that it was more the White Povetkin knockout was more shocking because Povetkin was done. You know, Eubank in the third round was getting a bit more control in it. You'd have to say that's fair. He was taking a bit more control. But Povetkin in that fourth round, he was done. He was dropped twice. He was done. He was finished. And it was just like, right, Dylan's going to just finish him off in the next round. And he goes out, makes one mistake, gets hit with an uppercut, and that's it. It's crazy, really, when you think about it. But that's what happens. Smith versus Brook. I'd say Ben Shalom is on the phone to Kell Brook. Am I fighting Swiftly Smith in B? Oh, I was wondering who that was. Which boxing channel has the most subscribers? Is it Hatman? He's got to be right up there. If you're talking about interviewing channels, there's a few that are in a couple of hundreds. There's a few, I think, that are more than... Is it Fight Hype that have over 1 million? Or some of them have over 1 million. In terms of this, what we do here, it's probably Hatman. You'd imagine. Nearly 80,000? That's crazy. But that just shows you how hard it is to really, you know, blow up on YouTube, because he's at that 10 years and he's got 80,000, which is a lot. But for the amount of time and effort he's put in, hope Eubank continues great character, good for the sport by selling. Yeah, some people would argue potentially maybe that was the reason why he made so many mistakes, putting too much pressure on himself. Maybe he's a fighter who just can't handle it. 10K is a massive achievement. Keep which you deserve. Keep it up, man. I will be. Have no fear of that. Have no fear of that. I'm looking forward to it. Look forward to a load of hopefully new things coming. Got a little doc planned in the next coming weeks. It's going to be a good one, I think. I think it's going to be a good one. Hopefully, I'll have that probably next week at some stage. Next week or the week after. But that one's going to be a good one. It's going to be a little... it's going to be a kind of different one. It's going to be about a fight, but not a fight that's happening yet. Congrats on 10K. I think Showbiz Adult does. Yeah, he's got a couple of 100,000. I think Ring IQ is about 18, 19,000. Where am I? Oh, geez, didn't need to press that. Where are we? Tim Batters Harrison. This is the fight I thought Tim needed before Charlo. Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight for Tim Zio. I think he's going to batter Tony Harrison as well. Would you get the W, Coogan Cassius versus Fridge Full of Milk? Oh, who would get the W? I mean, Coogan. Obviously, Coogan would lose that. I mean, Coogan. We know what Coogan's like. Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Look at your baggy curtains at the 10K. No product, just box and top. The once I get the new house in the studio, the curtains will be a thing of the past. That's one thing I'll say. They'll be a thing of the past. Akhmadaliev versus Smith is a decent fight. Yeah, maybe Eubank Billy Joe again. Congrats on the 10K. Thank you, my man. Yeah, I would say that... Harrison is good. Harrison is good. I'd give Smith a good chance in that fight, by the way. And Billy Joe, Eubank makes the most sense. Yeah, I would give Harrison a slight chance, but I think that chin is going to let him down again. I think the best way to grow a channel would be to reinvent the travel to events in the UK. It was good seeing you interview Joe Joyce. Yeah, that's something we're planning on doing. Have no fear. That's something that we're going to be doing soon. Hello, G-Man. Are you excited for Saturday? I am. I'm going to be going to that fight. 100%. I might never get a chance to see Beterbiev live. Seconds out, 600,000. Crazy. Vid says smashing it. Appreciate that, man. Good for you, G-Man. 10K, well deserved. The work you put in, great content. Give us week in, week out. Boom. Thank you for the comment. And yeah, become part of my life now at this stage. So I don't even think about it anymore. It's just like, how would I describe it? I just know myself in the evenings, just videos, news, etc. That's all I ever really kind of do these days. It's all I really know. So it's just part of my life now. It's part of my life now, man. It's part of my life. And someone saying, I was going to do the champagne, but I just don't feel like drinking alcohol, man. I was thinking about that. I was like, I just don't want alcohol. Not at the minute. I am not a big drinker. Hit the like if you could. How many likes we got? 50 likes. If you could, smash the like button. Help your boy out. It would really be a nice all help. Be a nice all help. Just, might have 10k, but we still need to keep the algorithm smiling. Smith versus Billy Joe. I heard maybe in the works. Really, Pacquiao versus Brook. Jeez, us. Everyone coming out. Everyone wants a bit of boxing. One last payday. Great seeing session with Ade, top lad. He seems like a nice bloke. He's a great bloke. He's a great guy. And I thank him as well for coming on. It was great to have him on because it's been over a year. I've spoke to him on the phone, obviously, but it's been over a year since we've actually done a video together. So I missed that. I missed it. It was good. It was good. It was definitely good doing that. And I know Ade, I think, is going to be at one of the events this weekend. He's not going to the fight, but I know he's going to the press conference, so hopefully I get to see him there. 3 years' time, 2026, who holds the heavyweight belt? Realistically, I don't think any top 5 will be around. No. Fury Usyk, I don't think will. Jury's out on Joshua. Joyce won't. Wilder won't. I would say it's going to be... I don't think we'll have Undisputed. I think we'll have someone like Jared Anderson. Possibly Moses Atuma. Possibly. But I reckon someone like an Anderson. Big baby. Thanks, Jeremy, and thanks, Ron. Well done. Good tandem. Are you going to the Katie Taylor fight if it happens in Ireland? Yeah, I will. I probably won't pay. I'll probably just try and go with press, but I'll go to that definitely. 100%. 100%. What do you think about Billy Joe returning this year? He said on IFL, I just don't really think much is going to come of it. I think that he's been out of the ring for nearly 2 years. An enormous amount of weight he's packed on. And I think he's just going to look a shell of himself. We are going to see a Billy Joe just look absolutely awful. That's what I think we're going to see. I think that's all we're going to see. Big up to Chris Andre every single time. Hopefully you hit it soon as well, man. Hopefully you hit it soon. Regards to Liam Smith, expected purse was apparently 970 grand. Jesus, Eubank 2.5 mil. So if the rematch doesn't happen, Smith should do the utmost to get Brook and get truly life-changing money. Only 900. I said only. It's a lot of money, but still, I would have thought he would have got a bit more than that. And shout out to Chris Andre every single time. Congrats on 10k. Appreciate that. Absolute gentleman. You deserve every subscriber. Thank you, my friend. I really do appreciate that. I really, truly do. I'm going to be honest with you, mate. I'm going to be honest with you. From what I've seen so far, I don't expect Fraser Clark to set the world alight. He's not really impressed me. Some prospects who are up and coming, I'll do post-fight reviews for them if I feel like, oh yeah, I see a lot with him. I just don't see it with Fraser Clark. Does Dennis McCann win a world title this year? McCann's a bantamweight, and the division is a lot more open now that Inouye's moved up. So possibly he's a good fighter, is Dennis McCann. Do you think, who do you think are the top 10 heavyweights today? Well, you could have obviously Fury, Usyk, whichever order you want. I don't really care. You could have them as 1 and 2. I'd put Joyce at number 3. I would put probably Joshua 4, Wilder 5. I'd go and I'd put Sanchez 6. Seriously, I'd put Frank Sanchez 6. I wouldn't have Parker in my top 10 anymore. I'd have Ruiz 7. Andy Ruiz 7. I'd have Arslan back. Makhmedov in there at number 8. Because he's just looking devastating. Bacoli, I think, would be... I'd probably put Bacoli number 10. I would put Bacoli in there, but I'd put Bacoli in at number 10 and Hrgovic at number 9. Or, yeah, Hrgovic at number 9. Just. Kell Brook, Froch coming back. Well, Froch won't come back. I thought it would have been more that. I thought it would have been more. That's mad. Froch isn't coming back. No, he's not. Congrats on 10 kg, man. Been watching for a long time, and you totally deserve it. Thank you. All the best. Appreciate that, man. I really do. Honestly, I do. It means a lot when I see that. Yeah, he hasn't impressed me. He's definitely missing something. He doesn't. It just, when you have the eye test, and it just is like, no, there's something missing. When you look at Moses Atuma as an amateur, you can just see the talent jump out. You never see that with Fraser. But more, I would say Wilder and Ruiz, definitely. Disgrace was Eubank. I got a sneaky feeling for Yard win. I can't justify it, but I think he pulls the upset off. A few people have been saying that. I don't. Do you know what, right? When Dylan White fought Povetkin, I don't know about you, but me and a few others, it was the first fight. There was just that feel. It just, from start to finish, it just had upset, upset, upset. It had that feel. I don't have that feel with this fight. I just pretty sure I know what's going to happen, but you never know. He was awful. He's not top 10. Push for Triple G at Anfield. Hey, Triple G would still take that fight. Oh, no, it shouldn't be. I hope it's not. So what do you want to say about AJ? And I don't like him, but at least he has some appeal, even if negative. Once Fury and Usyk are gone, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, do we have any real, as much as I like the new up-and-comers and I think they're very talented, do we have any real characters out of them? That's the question. Big up G, who's your top 10-ish fighters that are there for the taking? Dylan White, Estrada, and I'm convinced Canelo will lose. Well, I personally think Dylan White is there for the taking, 100%. I think that if he comes back, Billy Joe Saunders will be there for the taking. Who else? That's a good question. Who else? Estrada, possibly Estrada. I don't think he's as good as he was a couple of years ago, put it like that. Possibly Juan Francisco Estrada. I would say Julio Cesar Martinez. Say he's there for the taking. He looks it. Who else would I say is there for the taking? If he doesn't, all right, I'll tell you who else is. If he doesn't get his bloody act together, Tank Davis might very well be there for the taking for someone. Seriously. When Arum dies and Heyman and Warren retire, does Eddie rule the boxing scene, or has he just not got it? I don't know. Heyman and Warren, they've got contingency plans in place for when they retire. Ben Shalom, he's making moves. So it's hard to know what will happen when they go. It's going to be weird boxing when they're all gone. It's going to be really weird. Slow your frames down and you see Smith elbow on the left hook. May have been accidental, but explains the wilt on Eubank's left eye, most likely scrambled in. Slow frame down. He can just not hang with the gypsy. Him and Ty FL need to link up. I think I only ever seen him once or twice. Would you say Yard hits as hard, if not harder than Johnson? Yeah, I would. That's fair. No, I think that's a fair assessment, yeah. What's next for Parker? I've got a weird feeling he'll be fighting Wilder. Oh, Jesus, I wouldn't like to see that. When are you going to do some sunbeds? I've never done a sunbed in my life, never will. 100%. Where's Alan Babbage? For all his faults, he's fun to watch, but it seems to have disappeared. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Where is Babbage? Normally he fights on Dylan White's undercards. He was in the audience for his last fight, but he didn't fight on it. I'd like to know myself where Alan Babbage is. It's a strange one. I think that Babbage, for me personally, I think that Babbage is probably just, look, I think he's starting to show signs that he's slowing down. And it's crazy because he's not really fought at a miraculously high level. But I just think Alan Babbage I think he's just, the way he fights, the ferocity, that's got to be so taxing on the body. I have the heavyweight contenders will be all over Parker. Yeah, but Coley, Yoka, Caballel all want a piece. Caballel just seems to has done nothing for years now. We're in a golden age. I couldn't disagree more. It's just more popular. Heavyweights won't fight the best and don't match up against the 60s or the 70s and 90s. No, I think we have a good division. I think that it's just annoying that we're not getting the big fights that we want because they're there. No, he was there with Dylan White at Dylan White's last fight, so they are still there. Let's not forget, Joe Smith exactly was a massive puncher. Game plan isn't perfect. Yard ain't beating Paterbi yet. It doesn't have the feel of an upset. Possibly Dubois there for the taking. That's a very, very, very good shout. A lot of people are going to look at Dubois and say, "Oh, I'm having you." Another man that disappeared is Florian Marku. Yeah, he's talked about going down to 140. Seriously, yeah, he's gone. Where is he? Where does Yard go if he beats the Russian killer? They'll push for Canelo, I reckon. They'll try and get that Canelo. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Don King cards are an absolute joke. Bermain Stavern in the main event now that he's in his mid-40s. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll do without. Gladly. And Don King is a horrible man. Must be waiting for Jake Paul. Yeah. It does make the career short. But Cody deserves a big fight. You know, he did a great job against Tony Yoka. Surprised me. I didn't think he'd win the fight. And surprised me very, very, very much. So, look, I'd like to see him. Again, I'm not 100% sure. Is he still a matchroom fighter? Because he was fighting with Eddie Hearn prior. So, it'll be interesting to see who he's with or what's going on there. He's waiting for the Bridgerweight title. Yeah. Imagine. That Bridgerweight title is an absolute joke. From what I've heard, it's likely that it's going to be Buatsi versus Bivol. And I don't give Buatsi much of a chance in that fight, truth be told. I think that Bivol will just outbox him. Bivol is just happy to go in there and outbox you. He's not really going to beat you up or anything like that. He's just going to go in there, do his thing, hit you, outbox you, and it's all good in the hood. That's kind of Dimitri Bivol's. That's his whole game pretty much. He's going to go in there. He's going to outbox you. He's going to put you in your place with a few shots. And it's all good in the hood. If we see Undisputed this year, and once the rematches are done, who do you see? Who do we see first contend for all the belts? Well, I don't think we will. I think the defense will get stagnated, but I would say probably Joe Joyce. Can you name any Hall of Fame boxer who have made great coaches? It just doesn't seem to happen. That's a good question. They've been world champions, but they've not been Hall of Fame fighters. You know, like Hasim Rahman seems not bad. You know, that's a good question, actually. Hall of Fame fighter who also made a good coach. It doesn't tend to happen. I'm struggling here. Yeah, I'm struggling with that one. Just trying to think. You know, just like in football, the best players don't make the best coaches. I wouldn't say he's in the best of shape nowadays, but would actually watch my first fight, Jake Paul fight ever if Tyen comes back to beat the brakes off Jake Paul. I wouldn't say Tyen Boot is in the best shape. Is terrible Tim Hoff. And thank you, my man. Congratulations on 10K. I was actually going to say Buddy McGirt was a very good fighter in underrated. Probably that's the closest. What's your view on the current state of cruiserweight? Cruiserweight is one of those seldom sung but praise is there because it's a tremendous division. It's always been that way. It's like the heavyweights of the 90s. And a Tayapa, or how do you ever pronounce that, is good, is very good. I think it's Apataya is very good. Gulamarian is very good. A Coley is very good. What's the common factor? They're not fighting each other. Why is that? I don't know. I'd like to see them fight. So I think the talent is still there. I think that, you know, we went through, and again, this, for me, this makes Usyk's achievement at cruiserweight even more impressive. You're talking about a guy who had Dorticos, Hook, Prime Briadis, Prime Gassiev in the ring or in the division all at the same time, and he beat them all. I mean, it's not like the cruiserweight division was weak. And that's, again, it's more impressive because a lot of times when you have one guy really reign supreme, it normally tends to be when the division is quite weak. Well, cruiserweight, you could argue that division, when Usyk cleaned it out, was the strongest possibly that it was ever been in terms of depth and talent. And Alexander Usyk was the one who cleaned that out. Now imagine that. Just let that sink in. He cleaned that out when it was as strong as it was. That's crazy. If Fury beats Usyk, Joshua, or Joyce, and then some bum for the money, where does he rank in the all-time greats? Well, being undisputed champion will definitely help, and beating a legend like Usyk, an all-time great like Usyk, definitely helps. If he beats Joshua or Joyce, I still wouldn't have him as the greatest, but he'd definitely be the best of this generation. How's the crime channel doing? Working on it, man. The crime one takes so much time. And when this is going so well, it's very difficult to commit to the crime one because that takes a long time to do all the research and everything. And if I'm working on boxing videos, this is the bread and butter, that's going to suffer. Who do you think Reactport has the best chance of beating the current champions? Maybe Gulamarian? Maybe. Congrats on 10k. Thank you, my man. Tim Tszyu, Tony Harrison, what's the outcome? Tim Tszyu, knockout. I wouldn't say so, but they're going to push for that. They're probably going to put me with Bill Smith next. Remember thinking Gassiev would sneak up on the heavyweights when he moved up. But that time as Usyk, he's done nothing. Yeah, he's done very little. He's done very little in his run of heavyweight. It's been a bit... But here's the thing, Gassiev is still, what, 29? So, or 28, 29? He's young, very young still. So he's got a bit of time on his hands. If you ain't got the time, don't do the crime. There you go. As excited as I am for Wood Lara, I see high expectations for Ramirez this year. 126 is fantastic. Yeah, I think he's going to win a world title this year, BC Ramirez. He really impressed me last year. You know, he had that rocky start to his pro career. But since then, he's really just... He's grown. He's adapted a lot better to the pro game, and I think that he's looking fantastic. I really do. I think he looks absolutely brilliant, and yeah, I think he's gonna do wonders. I really do. I think he's gonna do wonders at 126 this year. He really is. He had that rocky start, but he's all good now. The size of Fury and the way he wipes the floor with most heavyweights other than Ali, Tyson. Controversial, I know. Jake is impressed, but he's not overly hard to look good when his opponents ain't boxers. I do think he probably beats Tommy. Yeah, Tommy just doesn't take it serious, man. Congrats on 10k, my guy. I'm an OG. Referral from Ade. Yeah. Keep up the good work. Crazy, yeah. Ade helped this channel out immensely over the years. Immensely. And I owe him a lot for that. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, Jesus, when he helped me out first, I think I had about 80, 90 subs. 10,000. Crazy. I think Lara will win. I think he'll knock Lee Wood out. I do. I think he's probably going to knock Lee Wood out. What do you think of coaches who coach their sons? They seem to work. It depends. I personally I wouldn't be for it personally for me, but for some case it works. Like Sean and Porter and God, I can't remember his name. Can't remember his dad's name. Danny and his dad, but sometimes, mate. I watched the KSI fight. If it entertains me, I will. You seeing that Tyson said if Fury doesn't knock Jake Paul out, he should stay in Saudi. Yeah, I think that Tommy Fury feels that pressure. I think that's one of the reasons why he pulled out the first time. At what subscriber level could you give up your day job? Probably, I reckon, if the views keep going up and the subscribers keep going up, maybe a little over 20k, little over that, you probably could. Dalton Smith is a good fighter. Oh, and the Sundance Kid just subscribed. Thank you, my man. Thanks for that. Yeah, the Sundance Kid. What a name. But thank you for that. 7 subs now off 10,100. Like that. So we're already growing. I remember Hatman telling me that when you hit 10k, it's like YouTube starts recommending your channel even more. so it helps with growth. So you'll see it just grow and grow and grow. So I'm hoping that's the case. Can't wait for the excuse after Tommy loses to Jake. It will be monumental. It's going to be a crazy one, all right. It is really going to be a crazy one. I'm kind of looking at that like, wow. If he loses, like John Fury, I mean, it's going to be bad. And I'm looking forward to the fight. I really am. Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. I'm like, I've said it once, I'll say it again. There you go. Take my money. You can take that money, take it to the bank, do whatever you need. I'm all good. There you go. Seriously, take my money. Take my money. Take it. I'm all for that fight. I'm happy to pay for it. Happy to watch it. I think it's going to be great fun. I think the fight is going to be, I don't know, I just have a feeling it's going to be a really, really, really good fight. I don't know why. And I'm just looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fight. Arslan Makhmadiev versus Jared Anderson. If you had a gun to your head, who would you pick? I'd be picking Makhmadiev might take him out because he hits so hard. Yeah, he's a tremendous puncher, and I'd be picking him over Anderson. I would. I think Anderson, the way I've seen, Anderson needs to tighten that defense up. Offensively, he's very gifted. He's very gifted heavyweight, but defensively, he makes a lot of mistakes. A lot. And I can see him really, really just, he is going to get clipped by someone, and it's going to, no. How come I don't come over to the UK for the Matchroom shows? Well, there wasn't that many last year, truth be told. I was offered a media pass, a press pass for Dalton Smith when he fought in August, but there was no way I was going to go to that, because going to Sheffield from Dublin is not easy. Like, it's not straightforward to get to. And I was just like, the trip just, I was like, no, I can't do this trip. It's just too far. So I will go over for a Matchroom show this year. Which one, I don't know. But I will try and get over for at least one this year. Hopefully, anyway. It just depends what they have, what's coming up, etc. But obviously, if there's Matchroom UK shows in Manchester, in London, somewhere like that, I'd obviously definitely have, I'd obviously come over, 100%. Does YouTube make it hard for new channels because you don't have, because you have costs but don't start earning money until you have a large number of subscribers? So you need roughly 4,000 minutes of watch time, and you need 1,000 subscribers. Now, it's easy to get 4,000 hours of watch time when all your videos do over 1,000 views, like mine do. You know, I think it said over the weekend I did 12 hours of watch time or something like that. So that's our 12,000 hours of watch time or something like that. So that's fine when you have a channel that's big, say, like, but gets a lot of views. When you're starting out, you ain't going to get 4,000 hours of watch time particularly easily. It'd take a while, and 1,000 subscribers. You need all that before you get monetized. Once you get monetized, months, it kind of varies from month to month how much you make depending on the CPM. So, for example, December, you could get the same amount of views in December as you do in January. You'll make more money in December though, because the CPM is higher. Whereas January, you won't make as much. They don't give you as much for the CPM, the ad revenue. Super chats help and all that jazz, but it can vary from month to month. It can definitely vary from month to month, but it's a fun job. I'll say that. It's a fun job. The Saudi shows have quite a terrible atmosphere for me. That's part of the buzz. Yeah, the atmosphere is garbage. I'll admit that. It is. The atmosphere ain't great. It is what you can do. Yeah, the 4,000 hours is a pain in the, you know what, I can vouch for that. Yeah, it's not fun. I remember it took me ages to get the 4,000. I think I had 1,000 subscribers before I had 4,000 hours. And obviously, like, now it's just like 4,000 hours in a weekend, but you need to have your channel to a certain point before you can get to that. I think I'm pretty sure it said I did 12,000 hours over the weekend. I did, yeah, 12,000, nearly 13,000 hours over the last couple of days, which is pretty good. And 100,000 views so far this month, 104,000 views this month, which isn't too bad. It's not too bad. Now and again, mate, now and again. I wouldn't be the biggest UFC fan. I'd watch some. I'll watch John Jones probably when he comes back. I don't watch a lot of UFC. I'm not. Boxing, yeah, it's my sport, but I've never really fully got into the MMA. I've never fully gotten into it. I don't know why, but yeah, boxing is definitely boxing's my sport. That's what I'll say. 100%. 100%. Boxing is G man's sport. That's my sport. But there have been UFC fights I've watched, MMA fights I've watched. See, I don't really have a favorite boxer, to be honest with you. I just kind of, with me, I just find it very. I don't have favorites. There's fighters I like as people, there's fighters I don't like as people, but it doesn't let me take away from what they do in the ring, you know? So that's kind of how I see it and how I view things. Delicious Oreo, yeah, I don't know when he's turning pro. I still think Matuma is more talented than Delicious Oreo. I know he's the kind of guy that's the standard bearer for Team GB, but nah, Delicious Oreo for me, he ain't as good as Atuma. Not yet, but it should be announced soon. Gun to head 5 years time. I pick Anderson because I've seen Atuma as an amateur, but I haven't seen him as a pro, and that's 3 3-minute rounds. I need to see what he's like over a long period in a 12 rounder or a 10 rounder. So just going to my head now, I'd say Anderson because I trust him more in a professional sense. I need to see how Atuma. Look, I think he'll be fine, but you need to see a few things. So I'll have to have a good close look at him on Saturday. Look forward to that. I really do. I have a lot of faith Moses Atuma will he'll be doing good. He'll be doing pretty good. Anyway, I think he'll do a great job. Atuma's opponent for Saturday still not announced. Yeah, I look. It's his pro debut. Frank will get his old pal to be announced out. So that's who I'd say what it'll be. That's what I'd say what it'll be. What other sports do you like other than boxing? F1. Love F1. Second favorite sport, football, and darts. So probably in that order. Probably boxing, F1, football, and darts. In that order. That's the order for me with the sports I like. I like darts. I like football. I love F1. Really, 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 really love F1 a lot. And no snooker. Not a big fan of snooker. Not a big fan of snooker. So yeah, it's in that order. That's a good order. You know, depending on the tournament, I like darts more than some tournaments more than others. But yeah, F1 is just next to boxing. It's not far off boxing either. But boxing always has a special spot. 100%. Boxing has a special place. It's a great sport. It's the best sport in the world. There's no other sports. It's the best sport in the world. You gotta love boxing. 100%. 100% you gotta love boxing. People gone over just 50 minutes. And I wasn't planning on doing this live long. Jay Jr. said, congrats on 10K. What do you think? Do you think this is the beginning of the end for Eubank? I mean, it could possibly be. I really don't know where he's going to go from here, to be honest with you. But for me, I'm going to call time on this live now. I didn't want to do a big, long one. I wanted to go hour, just under an hour, because believe me, I've been doing these lives all weekend. And I think now it's a time to just have an evening, to just rest the rest of the evening, make yard with her, be a prediction tomorrow, and we'll be good to go from then. So people, I'm going to leave you with that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Boxing often disappoints, but when it gets it right, it really does. It really gets it right. But I'm going to leave you with that, lads. Have a great evening. Hope you all enjoy yourself. Again, thank you to everyone for 10,000. I still can't quite get over the 10,000 subs. Blimey. Crazy. Thanks for everyone. I'll be back. Have a great evening. Thank you, my man. Yeah, it's a lot of new subs over the weekend. Appreciate that. For now, lads, I'll talk to you. Smash the like button on the way out, by the way, lads, if you haven't already. You know, smash the old like button. Help your boy out. But for now, I'll talk to you. Peace.